What is going on, everybody? It is it's an ugly day today. The day was ugly. It was blood red day. Unless you're a bear. If you're a bear, you're probably fat and happy right now. But if you're a bull, if you're anybody else, today was just brutal. Lost leaders across the chart today. So there was no catalyst either. There was no federal news. There was no anything news. It was just Tuesday, sell off, everything sucks kind of day. But we're going to pull out some positive today. We're going to go positive and say that if you were waiting on a dip in your favorite stock, you just bought it because every stock your favorite is down. Every single one of them. So I'm going to pull up Weeble here, and we're just going to kick this show off and do this little recap. It is 8 p.m. Eastern time where I'm at, so we're pretty much done-though for the night. There might be a little bit of action for the last hour, but nothing. So we're just going to pull it up. Boom. We're going to start with Clover Health because Clover Health is the one that I've been streaming all day. Now, I have Clover Health up here on the 1-hour chart. Clover Health ended at 862 today, down 10.8%. In the after hours, it is at 841, down 2.5% again. And we are still above the daily low. The daily low, 836. So, it's not all bad news. It was a down day, but I took this opportunity to add a little bit more to my position and just average down a little bit, because it fell so far from where I initially bought in. So we're going to go back to like the 5-minute chart here and just have a look at what happened today and what we saw. We saw a sell-off at the bell. We saw a little bit of a recovery coming up, and then we saw this bear flag followed by what pretty much traded sideways the rest of the day with ups and downs of like 30-cent increments. So 836, 860, 839, 860, up and down. What we did have for him here on the 10-minute was a gorgeous W. A gorgeous George W for me. Where's it going to go? That's our guess right there. Where is it going to go? When I scroll back and look at this thing on a 30-minute chart, it's really not that bad. It's just filled the gap, right? So it gapped up last Friday a good bit. And we're just filling this gap down to this pullback. Now, if we fall below this line, back down here below, let's say, 830 tomorrow, and consistently start going down, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble for what we want to see happen. Unless you're a bear, in which case you're excited. I'm saying there's one outlier. So crazy. One sell-off before the bell. I don't even remember that happening yesterday where it had that big sell candle. But what we're looking to see here isn't on the 30-minute chart, right? We want to go a little bit broader than that, which is kind of why I had the 1-hour chart up. Because what we want to see here happen is it fill this gap and then continue the uptrend that we see forming on the daily, right? Green, sell off, green, sell off, green. Back up to 11 and change, $12 mark. This is going to take a couple days to get there. But I do see it getting there. And when we look at the 4-hour, it's definitely bullish on the 4-hour. Even though we have these red sell-off time periods, which this here is 1.5 days, we should see it spike back up. When this is going to happen, this could be tomorrow, this could be Wednesday or Thursday. Before it does happen, we could see the sell-off. I mean, this one here lasts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days pretty much on this little bit of a downtrend. So we could see this last 3 or 4 days before we get our next green uptick. And as long as we stay above that level, we're going to be good. So today we traded just below the VWAP on that. So we were about 15 cents on the close of VWAP. So Clove's looking all right. I'm not really not concerned with my position in Clove at the moment. It is down, but I don't think it's anything to worry about. So we've got that going for us. If you're in Clove and you're hoping for a squeeze of some kind, I wouldn't hold my breath for that. I would just play it based on on the chart, and the fact that this company is, at its estimates here, is still a $10 stock at least. Look at our price target: low end $10, high end $15. We're still below the low end analyst target. Still has a strong buy of 50% and hold of 50%. So if you're already in it, just hold it. And if you're in it and need more, buy more. And if you're not in it, buy more. Obviously, the order flow for today wasn't anything too crazy. The inflow definitely didn't catch the outflow, but there was no large orders traded. They're all small little orders right here. So we have that to look at. Normally we see something bigger move it. We just didn't see it happen today. It was a slow, boring day. If you sat there and watched it, then you should have went and did something else with your life. Today wasn't the day. Looking at some of our other do price change here, high to low. Clean energy started the day off way up and then ended the day way down, which is wild, right? I mean, it started off good and then just tanked. And then we had, let's see here, Dogecoin is trading currently at 32 cents, which is disappointing at best. It started off a lot higher today. I actually sold my position and rebought Dogecoin. I was back in at 35 cents. That's only because the bid-ask spread on Voyager is so far. If it's at 32 now, for me to buy it at 32, it's really going to have to go down to like 29 in order for my 32 to execute. So that's why I set it at 35. I did want to buy back in. I didn't think it would quite hit 28 today. So, there's that. It's going to go up, and I've set my sell limit for Doge at 385, and I'll continue to buy the dips. If it does that, you're getting 10%. 10% of my grand's $100. You do that every day. Which Doge tends to move 10% a day, you can get up there. So Doge is on our loss leader too. Other stocks that were down, Tilray ate it 9%. Afria ate it 8 and 9% pretty much. Canoe down 8. I mean, these things took a big hit. Upstart surprisingly down at 91. It's getting close, man. It's getting close to that 80 mark. It's just that bears were so eager to get, but it's past the expiration date of those monthly options, so those all got burned anyway. Romeo Power is still way down. Look at this. Everything in the market took a hit. We go to our gainers. SOS gained. It ended up closing at 8% up after a downtrend. No news, just hype, basically. Eyes closed up 5%. Fisker had a heck of a startup in pre-market. And they ramped their engines way up in pre-market and then tanked. And you know what? Honestly, it's probably going to tank again. It's up a little bit in the after hours, but pre-market, the thing's going back down. Fisker always disappoints me. Just never does anything good. Novavax ended up a little bit. I mean, these are barely anything even worth mentioning at this point. And we look at some of our top gainers in the, let's just say, the 1 day. There's some stocks on there you really just don't know much about. Esports made it pretty good, but for the most part, these aren't ones that are going to make your list hardly ever. But what you do notice here is all the red in the global market. Some green in Forex, but all the red in global market, which is what ultimately drove down all of these other stocks. Dave & Buster's barely made it above. Tesla closed at a 0.6 over and then gave it up in the after hours. So that's a bummer, and that's even on that crash news too. Like, I didn't see that really affecting them. Peloton's the one that I probably thought would really be affected mostly negative wise. But I think there was just other stuff happening in the world that just slowed it down. GameStop had a pretty good hit at 153. Seemed like it was going to recover and then still ended up 4% down, which is still a recovery from where its low of the day was. But GameStop's really not making big moves anymore. It's going to be a minute. Something's going to have to happen. Coinbase is still kind of trading sideways. I think Coinbase really messed up by not having Doge on there ahead of time. It just ate it. XL Fleet took a big hit. These blockchain stocks all took a big hit. Riot, Mara. So, the moral of the story for today is going to be simple. Moral of the story is that things go up and things go down. And as I read through comments today, I realized that a lot of people still get really nervous when they see a downtrend. And I saw a comment on Webull. Guy was like, "Man, I'm down $9,000. I've lost $9,000 in this stock." And I'm like, "Well, yeah. If you sell it right now, you're out $9,000. You're out $9,000. If you don't sell it right now, you're not out $9,000. Right? So you're still down, but you're not out that money. You still own something that can go back up. You only take that loss when you sell that position. Now, where that differs is in your options, because your options, they can be freaking absolutely worth nothing with no hopes of recovery. I've had several lately that I was just like, yeah, this looks good. Look at the chart and then tank. XL Fleet being one of them. I did not see that going down $6 or $5. It's insane, right? Give up 50%. It's crazy. So unless you're dealing with an option, if you're playing weekly options, you better get in and out of things on a daily. But if you're holding shares, like right now I'm holding Clover Health, and I'm down. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you what I'm down right now. Just so you know, I'm not over here just BSing you. Right? Here's where we're at. Right here. As you can see. Oh, sorry. I accidentally hit the wrong button. Hit the Bitcoin button. Oh, load already. Went to turn it and it went crazy. Alrighty. So there we go. You can see on my gain minus 2175. Right? Wasn't always minus 21.7. When I look at my weekly, it's actually up a little bit. So where I'm saying is that we have ups and downs. And I'm only down that money if I execute that sale. Tomorrow, Clover goes back up to 950. I'm going to be down about $300. Not that big a deal. Clover goes back up on Friday to 1025. I'm in the money. I'm only going to take that loss. The only way that I would sell this position is if there is another opportunity for something to run up and regain all of that money immediately. This does happen. Doesn't happen very often, but it definitely does happen. So keep that in mind. That's the only way I'm getting rid of it. And that's the only thing. I'm not telling you what you should or shouldn't do with your money or your stocks or your options. But if I open up my account tomorrow, if I open up Webull or whatever, Cash App, look at something that, is up like 5% and then just starts to rumble, gets a pullback like this is going to run 20% today. Happens. Like once a week, something goes up a lot. Not always in pre-market. And I'm going to ride that thing up. I'll take that loss and I'll ride it up and I'll get my profit and then I might come back and put it back into a stock that's down like Clover. Clover's still down. Sometimes you just get your money back and you just stay out of that other stock. You move on to something else. I've done that before. I was down on AMC or something months ago. Whenever Tilray went up to like $70, I was down, I don't know, $2,400, $2,600 on a stock that I held. I want to say it was AMC. Don't hold me to it. And, saw Tilray up like 18%. Like, man, it was early. Man, this thing just might run. Sold it, took a loss, threw everything in Tilray. Tilray went up freaking 50%, paid me back what I lost and then some. So it is possible. That's what would get me out of it. That's the only thing that get me out of it. I've got 3 day trades. I haven't day traded in a minute. So I've got all my day trades available. And I don't have an immediate need to withdraw those funds. Now, if I needed a couple grand, I would just sell it off and take that out. But at the moment, I kept adding to Clover. And if Clover keeps going down and there's no immediate run, I might just average it down more on Clover. Because that's just going to mean it doesn't have to get so high to retain that money. So that's what I might do. I don't recommend being all in on one stock unless your risk is worth it to you. To me, it is. I like the gamble. I like the yellow option. It's a little bit more exciting. Longer term, I'm going to probably move away from that. I'm going to get into some more of the day trading stuff toward the end of this year. But where I'm at now, I enjoy this. I enjoy this thrill. So if you guys are watching the video, I do appreciate it. If you join my stream during the day, I know it's not super exciting and I'm not there to talk to you all day long. In the future, I will be, and the more people that watch and subscribe to the channel, the more people I get to be a part of it. But right now, I just kind of pop in and out. I definitely do market open. I definitely do market close on them. And then throughout the day, I'll just go in there and type up what I think is happening or what I see happening, because I do enjoy the technicals. But if you want to watch some of the other guys during the day, I recommend Trades. I enjoy him. Not only for the technical analysis of it, but also it's just fun to listen to. I also enjoy Meet Kevin. He streams every market opening close and then has some other stuff in between. I do enjoy his, even though he's far more conservative and he doesn't really do an in-depth on most of these stocks. It's just kind of a quick overview. But there are other guys out there that I do enjoy watching that do diversify what they talk about throughout the day a little more than someone who just barrels down on AMC. Now, if I'm just going to stream one, I'm just going to stream the one that I'm in. So if I'm in Clover Health, that's what's running. If I buy into something else, if I was in clean energy, I'd be streaming that, or FSL, whatever it is. Whatever the stock that I'm invested in is what I'm going to have up on my stream, and you can see the level 2 data, and I'll pull it up there and feel free to ask me any questions you want. But until then, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button or the notification if you want, and feel free to reach out to me. I answer all of my comments, and I get back to people, and I enjoy the conversation. So until tomorrow, good luck out there. Sleep good.